I want to make money.
Okay, welcome to Couple of Bettors, episode 5. I'm crushing this one right now on you. Go ahead.
Episode 5. Here we are. Can't stop, won't stop. Going to keep it rolling. What do you think about episode 5,000? Think it's going to happen?
No,
We'll
be dead by then. There's no way.
I can't do the math. If you take about one a week, 365. What do we got here? That's a lot of years.
For a good time, not a long time.
Yikes. Well, speaking of a good time,
Yeah.
somebody had a good time tonight. Aaron Judge, 61st home run, tied Roger Maris. So shout out to Aaron Judge. Let's go. Yankees, right? And we're going to do it this year? Going to win the pennant? She don't care about baseball.
I don't care.
In Buffalo, they had no baseball. They had like...
we had the farm team, the Bisons. It was a great time to like have a cheap baseball game to go to, but... we are hockey and football fans. Obviously, football fans more than hockey fans. But hockey's getting started, people. It's preseason. We just walked into our elevator. 1,000 Knights fans are ready to go hit Vegas Stadium. I'm actually really excited. I mean, I am for the Knights, but, you know, diehard Sabres fan altogether. Him and I, when we first started dating, we were watching the Sabres playing the Stanley Cup year after year after year. It was fantastic. That has not happened, but you know that's okay. They'll get their shit back together. But that's hockey. Let's go.
Everybody I knew grew up an Islanders fan, so shout out to all the Islanders fans out there that we know. I mean, Rangers fans are more like really like New York City, Manhattan, this and that. Long Island people, Islanders fans. For some reason, I just didn't give a shit about hockey growing up. But then when I went to Buffalo, these people just eat and breathe this stuff. So
hockey equals fighting on TV.
Yeah. Oh, actually. You were at that one. She was at that one. One.
There was one game where I was like a kid. I had to be like 10, and my brother probably 9. And the goalie got his throat slit. Jesus Christ! With the skate. My parents told me that he was just throwing up tomato juice, but shortly after we all learned what really happened. So
shout out to everybody that lied to their kids. Okay?
So that was my, and that was actually my first experience at a Sabres game. So we never went back after that. My mom was mortified. My dad was mortified because he can't handle that stuff either. And there's that. But let's go Sabres. Let's go Knights. I mean, you guys are not in the same division, hopefully. I'm not really sure about that because I haven't watched in a while. But I do know that when we went to the Knights game last year, it was fucking fun. We had a good time. Even Josh did. Yeah. And let's go more fighting on the ice because that's what hockey is. But moving on because we're taking too much time. Sorry.
Well, hey, look, you know how we always started off? Weekend at Bernie's. You know? Had a Bernie do this this week. He didn't have that big of a party weekend. I mean, we took him out during the day. We were at... the Cafe Americano, which is right outside of Caesars.
Mind you, he had to walk from our place through Cosmo, through the Bellagio to Caesars. So it was a big day for him. It was, it was a lot.
Definitely over a mile. I mean, picking him up a lot. But this place is actually pretty cool because you can sit outside, people watch a little bit, and then they do have a big screen in the background where you can watch the main game. They're not going to play every game and all that stuff.
Well, they have a few TVs also.
Yeah. So Bernie was there. He was
and
hanging
they have
out.
misters when it's really hot. Just to clarify, because
that is true.
It is very hot right now. Still, it's supposed to drop like next week.
Yeah, they had people just walking by and just ducking into the mister, and then ducking back out. So
he sat in misters. I don't want you to think this is
she gets
animal
worried.
abuse.
There's no CPS, right?
No. Well, there is for dogs. We're just
sure.
trying to take him out and let him have a good time. That's all.
Next segment, everybody loves it. You got Vegas. This one, we always try to find something that's a little bit fun. People get messed up a little bit on the street. Then they had maybe an accident, this and that. This one is not really that fun. What? Speeding woman on cocaine kills drunk driver high on meth in North Las Vegas. So it's the battle of the battle. Are we going coke or are we going meth? It didn't work out. These two hit each other. Guys, take an Uber out there, okay? You're doing coke, you're doing meth, you're in Vegas. Please take an Uber. You got Vegas, okay? So that's a little quick hitter.
That's all we're gonna say about that.
Yeah, that's it. Next, let's face it. A couple people in the news this week. So, first one, Brett Favre. What are you doing? I mean, you played for the Jets for 1 year, so I got you a little bit. And we're going to go to the Green Bay Packers Stadium, Lambeau Field, to watch the Jets play there. I'm excited about it. I was going to wear a Brett Favre jersey.
No more. Not anymore.
No, I'm not going to. You're helping to funnel money away from a welfare fund. And you're getting in trouble with the law. What's going on there, buddy?
Let's not mention the dick pics that happened years ago.
Did send dick pics in the back.
So there's all that.
There's a little bit of that. To a cheerleader. She might have been good looking. I'm not sure about that one. But clean your act up, buddy. Clean your act up. You made a lot of money in the NFL. What are you doing funneling money from welfare? What are you doing with the dick pics? Figure it out, okay?
We got Myles Garrett. We're going to take turns. Here we go. Myles Garrett.
This guy.
Everybody knows, hopefully, in the news, got in a single car accident. I assume it was just his car by himself somehow. He rolled over a bunch of times, but he's fine. They haven't found anything that was wrong with him. He's back to practicing already, which is great. Shout out to Myles Garrett. We just hope that the news that we got was correct. Everything was just normal. It just happened to be a freak accident. I don't know how. But, that was latest in the news.
So, yeah, similar to, let's face it, be careful on the road, guys. Be careful out on that road. So this week on Monday Night Football during the Cowboys-Giants game, which sucked. But anyway.
Hold on. Shout out to Keith because he called out. He loved this Peyton Eli Manning commentary until this happened.
Yeah, I was like, who watches that thing? Right. But I guess if you don't care about the game, you don't care about either opponents there, may as well tune into the Eli and Peyton broadcast. But sure enough, Eli comes out, makes a little bit of news. He actually was talking a little shit about Russell Wilson. He goes, hey, maybe they should have paid the punter $235 million instead of Russell. And shots fired. Shots fired right across the bow. And
how many of us agree?
I mean, they're scoring, 10 points a game? It's ridiculous.
Russell Wilson is not the best.
They're 2-1, though. They already had a good team before Russell went there, but, geez, come on, guys. So he was right on that one, but sure enough, today, this is Wednesday, Russell Wilson, he was asked about it, and he was prepared for it, and he was like, oh, yeah. I was 3-0 against that guy, so talking a little shit back, a little chirping,
if you can dish it, you got to take it, so there's that.
Yes.
We also have... I don't know if you guys have been watching the Thursday night football games like we have, but Amazon Prime has taken over, which is kind of shitty because you have to get the fucking Amazon Prime subscription, which...
You got it already.
I mean, we had it, but some bars and restaurants, they don't have it, so it's kind of like, eh. But anyways, Fitzpatrick...
Richard Sherman.
I always want to say his name wrong. I don't know why. They are magic. I mean, Fitzpatrick is always magic, but... the outfits, sir, please keep them coming. Also, I'm biased because you love Buffalo, and therefore I love you. But you two are hilarious. I don't know if anybody caught in the last game. The two of them, like a ball got thrown out of bounds, and they were kind of in the way. And Fitzpatrick leans to Richard Sherman, and he pulls him away like they've never played football in a day in their lives. It was hilarious, and it was caught on camera. They are great commentators. Keep them in forever.
Yeah.
Let's go. I love them.
Even after the game, there was like they're doing the post-game stuff, and who's watching that stuff? I am. You guys are probably all asleep on the East Coast, but we're still watching. And there's a groundskeeper that just keeps mowing back and forth, and Fitzpatrick just turns around and goes, how many times you got to mow the 5 to 10 yard line, guys? And it was pretty awesome. Like, these guys are fun.
He says it like it is, and a lot of us people, we love that. We love that.
We don't have Tony Gonzalez on here. He was one of the other broadcasters there.
He's wearing gloves the whole time.
A little bit of a dud, wearing gloves. And
it's 50 degrees. You don't need gloves in 50 degrees.
What are we doing with Come on, guys, grow up.
Terrible.
Lastly, Shakira. What are we doing? She's committing tax fraud? Apparently she's going to have to appear in front of a judge in Spain for some tax evasion. So, guys, pay your taxes, okay? I put the hair in there extra. I know it says let's face it, but does the hair include the face include the hair? I don't know. Put it in there. Didn't do a good job of it, as you can see.
He could have cut some of it off. That's ridiculous.
It all need to stay. So, shout out to that hair. She doesn't look like that anymore. She looks like she's married some billionaire, so now she's all conservative. Before she had the waves, she was looking a little younger. She's probably 60 now, but...
He knows a lot about Shakira. That's odd.
Just Google it.
Okay, next.
All right. Where do we watch the games? So, Saturday, We wanted to meet a couple friends over at the Palms. So the Palms actually just recently renovated. They've spent like $500 million.
If you want a place with a good vibe that's
Palms.
a little off the strip, go to the Palms. It's like Planet Hollywood vibes. Maybe even a little bit better because it's like brighter and ready to go. Oh, we were shocked. It
really
was
good.
Good
They had
vibes.
girls dancing on one of the bars.
Good
there was
music,
music
just
going
good
on.
music, good
yeah,
music.
it was really good. All the different places. Like, it's off the strip, but it's not that far off it. So if you're going to Uber, if you're in Vegas, anybody who's been to Vegas a couple times realizes that it takes you 10 minutes to Uber or taxi from one casino to another one. And if the girls are out there wearing the heels and you want to go from one to the other, you're not walking all the way down the strip. It seems like it's close. It's not that close.
It's not that close.
So,
Miles.
So if you're going to do a little bit of an Uber, just Uber down to the Palms. It's actually a pretty cool setup. We were a little bit hungry. Wanted to watch the college game, late game.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, could I use a big pork shank? That's what I got.
Oh, my God. It was huge.
This big. At Mabel's, we did that. And then they had a live music in the background. It's pretty cool.
For all our Brooklyn people, that's the same freaking Mabel's that's on North.
Berry, maybe?
No, North. It's right next to Whiskey Brooklyn.
Yeah,
North
10th,
11th.
North 11th.
North
Okay,
11th. It's the same Mabel's, which we actually never ate at after the 15 years we lived there. Sorry.
Couple takeout times, maybe.
I don't even think
No?
so. I don't think we did any of it for whatever reason. So
Well, it
this
says-
was our first time we ate there. It was fantastic.
Eat more meat. That's what it says. So I think that goes to everybody. Sunday, so we wanted to go a little bit off the strip again because we got friends out here. They live in the suburbs a little bit. We're trying to get away from the strip every now and again. So we tried to go to this place called the District, which is in Henderson. Actually, it's in Green Valley Ranch is what it's called. So there's a sports bar there called Parkway Tavern. And I thought it was pretty cool. We had to go there early, right? So what time we get there? 9:30 in the morning?
We were there by 9:30, 9:45. It was a little quiet for game time, but it's 9:30 game time. It's hard. It's not the strip.
Yeah.
You don't have tourists all over the place itching to watch the game. We also believe that a lot of the locals, their games are on at the 1 o'clock game, and we got out of there because we were both losers and we wanted out as soon as possible.
But oddly, the Raiders game, which is usually on at
Right.
1 o'clock here, which is 4 o'clock on the East Coast, was on at the early game because they were traveling, and
Not
because there wasn't that
single
many
Raiders fan there.
Not
It
a
was
lot of
very
Raiders
sad.
fans.
Even the bartender was disappointed. He's like, no Raiders fans here. And they actually gave shots to all of us every time the Raiders were going to make us a touchdown.
Yeah.
It's only happened twice, and it was a crap shot. But we appreciated the acknowledgement, the fun. But no one actually there cared because no one was a Raiders fan. So
And there was a
sad.
couple other groups of people that were rooting for the Bills. Now, I had bet on them.
It was
and she
mostly Bills fans.
but
Thank
the
you.
bartenders,
It was cool.
bartenders were cool at a place that's definitely a Raiders bar. He's looking around going, nobody gives a shit about the Raiders? Fine. He switched his sound over. Now we're listening to the Bills the whole time. Pretty awesome. So whenever he came over to the shop, we were like, wait, what's happening to the Raiders game? We had to look up. Like, okay, well, good. So anyway, fun weekend.
Good
Liked
times.
it. Yeah, good times. So how'd the betting go? Not so
Not
fun.
so good. Yep. That's sad. Although my lock of the week won. Woo! I got my lock of the week. That's it.
That is
Pretty
true,
good.
yeah. My lock of the week did not hit. So if anybody bet the Chiefs, which I'm sure there's going to be a lot of you out there,
Yeah,
especially
come on.
because
That was odd.
we had a survivor pool. We told you guys about that one. We had the Chiefs. So we're out of the survivor pool in our second entry.
All because of the Colts. All because of the Colts. Who I had locks of the week with the Colts, and they didn't even come. They had 0 points. So all you Colts fans can know how we feel. This is ridiculous. And the Chiefs, what were you thinking? You got us out of our survivor pool because you couldn't beat the Colts?
One thing, don't cover, but score the touchdown. Make
Yeah,
sure
all
you're
you
up
had to
by
do is
4.
win on
No.
the survivor pool, and you couldn't even do it.
But rough. So out of the things we
did
told
nail
you,
this.
we put little squares around the things that we did not say we're going to bet that we ended up betting, right? So there's a lot of live bets here. So
We're not as poor
the
as
things that we told you about
anything.
were terrible. I mean, you win, lost,
The
win.
college game was a win. That was
Yeah, that was a big one. But then we live bet Jags Chargers. We live bet Seahawks Falcons, and we live bet the Panthers. So 2 wins, 1 loss there. But then the other 2 live bets that we had were wins and wins. So it turns out we're starting to look into ourselves and saying, hey, what are we doing here? But we actually do a lot better when we're feeling the momentum of a game and then figuring it out and then adding money. So that saved us because we hit probably 44% there. Of the stuff we told you, it was probably 30%. I don't know. Not good.
biggest loss was on the 49ers, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, the 49ers, that was a tough one.
Suck it, Garoppolo.
Yeah, that whole game sucked.
That was just embarrassing. It was
Yeah.
garbage.
So add a little things like CeeDee Lamb, over 59.5 yards receiving. I'm looking at that, look at the props before the game goes off and saying, wait, see, this is like a no-brainer. He would have had it in the first half had he not dropped that long pass. If anybody's watching that one, he ran a little, he had him big time. It was one of the probably worst drops I've ever seen, but he made up for it in the second half, so that was an easy winner. But that Giants-Cowboys game was a snoozer. But look, we out of all of it, though, we bet 23 units. We're down 3.3 on that one. We were up, more than that last week. So we're still muddling along since we moved out here, better than even for sure on the betting side. But hopefully we'll get more of the pre-game bets won for you guys, especially if you're watching and trying to bet along with us.
Right, but don't put your salary up on our thinking because clearly it's not there.
I feel like if you want to bet 1 month's mortgage or 1 month's rent on everything we bet, that's reasonable, right?
No, maybe like $5.
Okay.
Go $5.
I'm just joking. Hopefully you don't have a variable rate mortgage. Okay.
However, on my lock of the week, you can put all of your money on that because that's guaranteed.
It's true. She nailed it, right? I mean,
I nailed this one. I didn't nail all the others. I think I nailed 2 out of 3 at this point. 4, I don't remember, but definitely a couple.
yeah. So what are our takeaways? What
Chiefs
the fuck,
suck.
Chiefs, man? Come on.
I'd like to see you in the playoffs like that. Thank you very much.
I do as a bettor, and if people bet a lot and they understand this feeling, if you're betting a team that's favored and they don't cover, you want them to lose also. You don't want them to just win and they don't cover.
Absolutely not.
So good
Screw
thing,
you.
Good thing you lost. I'm a little bit more happy about it. But Eagles look good. Right?
Eagles do look good. I'm still with them this week. I'm getting a little more nervous though, but yes, they still look strong. Especially this weekend, they looked amazing. So that's good.
So Herbert had his rib injury. We weren't sure how that was going to play out. But like the Chargers, are they not as good as we thought they were? Because they were home and they got beat up by the Jags. Beat up by them, right? I mean, it was 38-10. So I don't know. Are the Jags the truth?
According to Monkey, they are. He loves them, Jags.
Yeah, so who knows? Look, the Jets, we bet a little bit money line on that one.
This first time in years I put my money on the Jets. And it wasn't even close, man. Not even close. So never going to do that again. I wish him the best. I want him to be happy. But damn it, I'm not putting my money on the Jets ever again. That was a stupid, maybe I was a mush, but I will never, not going to happen ever again.
Come on, Jets. You step it up.
Well, you got Wilson in, so.
Yeah, he's coming back.
He's coming back. He's the hero.
A lot of unders this week, right? There was a lot of games that were shooting, 47s, 50s, 52s for the under-over, and we're hitting 40s, 38, 42.
Well, I did push on a 39, so there's that.
Oh, yeah, the Giants-Cowboys game. She had him on under-over, 39. Did she fall asleep on it? I don't know. Jury's out on that one.
Because it was boring as hell, and I woke up to find out that it was a push. And Johnny Newberger, push is a win.
Push is a win. If any, at a blackjack table, if you say push is a win, but like somebody had 20 or 21 and then they pushed on it, they're not very happy when you say push is a win.
Push is a win when you are close to, getting knocked out, and it was fantastic that you got to stay in and get your money back, okay? That's what a push is a win.
Niners-Broncos game. We watch this. We put money. So, look, what's happening? You're losing a little bit of money.
Losing
you're
a lot
down.
of money.
All of a sudden, you say, you know what? Let's add a little bit to the Niners game. We bet the first half, and that was a winner.
They have batted a lot of money on that game.
But I think you bet on the full game extra.
I did
I
a whole lot of extra in this.
First half, and it was that was good because it saved me. I ended up pushing on that game, but the reality was the Niners kind of sucked. I mean, I heard there was a thing where Garoppolo was actually like they have a sound lip reading on him where he's basically
so many things
he threw a pick, and they look at him, and I think he says like, "Your play calls suck."
Yeah,
but he might have said
unhappy, but he's also not doing well. He had so many problems that game. Yeah. Interceptions he had. I don't know why I can't remember right now, but he had like a fumble or a safety. Wasn't he part
Oh,
of the
the
safety?
safety,
He
yeah.
had a safety crew. He's one of the two safety things they have this weekend.
people were talking about that where he steps out of bounds and he gets that safety. But the reality was like, if he didn't step that 1 foot out of bounds, he threw a pick six on that same play, so he kind of got saved on it.
Who
so
knows?
you can't
It's
really.
just all garbage.
Yeah,
All
Cooper
garbage.
Rush for the Cowboys. This guy, like as much as Jerry Jones, as he was being facetious, saying like, should there be I'm happy with a quarterback controversy here. I actually think that like, if he keeps playing the way he is, they might think that way. You got to ride a hot hand, right?
No, Jerry Jones loves quarterback controversies. That's all he's all about.
Sure.
He's like old and he's like, let me get in the dude.
But they
That's
just
the way he
paid,
wants.
they paid Dak like $200-something million.
I don't
So
think he cares anymore.
I don't think he cares either. So Cooper Rush is actually looking pretty good. He's got a couple fourth quarter comebacks. So let's see. Maybe if I'm the Cowboys, I ride a hot hand and I don't take Cooper Rush out until he loses. That's what I do. You know. So anyway, Christine's time to rant.
Oh, hold on. Our
Oh
dog
no.
You can hear Birdie walking through the house to get his little bone. It's so funny. It's so loud in here. Okay.
He's going clippity clip. Maybe we should
Yeah.
get his nails clipped. I don't know.
Oh, he just did. All right, here's my 10th rant.
Oh,
Oh,
Christine's
Lord.
time to rant. This is the music now. It's supposed to. This music is actually supposed to be up tempo because it's supposed to be about winners.
Not this time. But we're not out of it yet. We still
Except-
got this. No. Yeah, that's true. All right, so I have many things to say. First of all, F you, Moose, because I am going to talk positively.
It's too loud.
I am still. Well, I wanted that loud and clear. Yeah. I am still going to talk positively about the Dolphins because you guys did very well. You did very well, but we screwed up in so many ways. And one quick excuse. We had no defense. All of our good defensive players are out. I don't even know if they're coming back this weekend, which it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So,
5 starters are out for the Bills.
Yeah,
5.
we're. So anyway, we're in a rough spot. But 21-19. I mean, Dolphins, you probably should have did better than that. However, Tua did look good. He at least threw to Waddle for 32 yards. That was like
on a 3rd and 22 or something.
That was one of the most fantastic plays where I gave Tua shit from the beginning. Like, he's never going to make it to Tyreek Hill. I'm kind of right, but there were a couple plays, at least on Sunday, that proved me wrong. So, yes, I am eating crow a little bit today. But don't let it get to your head, guys. No, okay? We'll see you in Buffalo. The butt punt was fantastic watch. Thank you so much. We needed that. That was, at least we have something to make fun of. Like, you literally kicked the ball into your own player's asshole, and that was fantastic. Thank you for that.
How many points do you think it would have been if they would have kicked it actually into his whole asshole, where it got lodged in there?
If it got lodged in there and he ran for a touchdown, we would have given the Dolphins the touchdown because that man did something for his team.
But I guess if it got hit in his ass and it lodged in there, and then he got tackled, still safety, so it didn't matter.
Right. Yeah, he'd have to run with it. So there's that.
Okay.
Well, okay, so listen, I don't want to talk shit about my team. I love my team. You guys are all really good. I'm really proud of all of you. But it looks like Allen is on his own. You got to help the man out. He's thrown for 400 plus yards. He's getting sacked multiple times. Like, he's trying his little heart out. And if that man gets hurt, I'm killing all of you because he is all we have. Okay, he's not all we have. Case Keenum, you're very good. I appreciate you, but you are no Josh Allen. And Josh Allen likes to run these crazy fucking plays, and he might get hurt. This is what we don't need this anymore. He needs to calm down, and he needs better backup. And again, I know the defense was out, but like the backup, they should have been practicing this all along. So it seems like he's kind of on his own out there. Let's fix that. It's early on. Fix it. Help him out.
You can't have 500 yards of offense.
This is Christine's time to rant, not Josh's commenting
I'm
time.
interrupting.
Wow.
You can't have 500 yards of offense and get only 19 points. That was the problem, I think, right? I mean, like,
Christine's time to rant. Again, it says Christine's time to
Okay,
rant. I'm
well.
timed, and you're interrupting my time. So, anyways, whatever this Jets fan wants to say, we don't care about. Poor clock management, unfortunately. Again, I'm telling you, Dolphins fans, I'm going in on my team right now. I'm telling you what happened to us that didn't make us the best we should have been. Again, no one's worried about the Bills. We're still saying that we're going to make it all the way. We're going to be fine. We're going to fix this. We had a lot of injuries. Yes, it's the one excuse, and we did things wrong, but they're going to work on it. So, Singletary, you are my hero. You are fantastic. I've watched you for years. But dude, get out of bounds. Like if you got out of bounds, that would have helped us. We could have possibly went for the kick. Things could have happened. You didn't, and that hence led to Ken Dorsey having his most fantastic viral hissy fit, which I appreciate because that's how we were all feeling at that time. Good for you, Ken Dorsey. Do not apologize. I know you already did. Do not apologize for what you did. That was fantastic. That shows that Bills coaches, players, fans, family, everybody gives a shit about what the Bills do because that's what we do. We want them to be successful every year, all the time. We get like that. I love it. Now, next up, Ravens. I'm slightly nervous about this only because right now we're not really sure. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people coming back. Like Poyer's not coming back. We've got Oliver still out. We did sign a new cornerback. He used to play for the Colts, but he just got signed. He's going to practice for a couple days, so I don't want to put a lot of, I want them to win, and there's a good chance that they'll win. I think they're going to win, but I would not put money on them to cover the spread, all that stuff, because this is going to be a rough game. Until we can get our defense back, we are a little stuck. But again, Dolphins, you deserve that win. We will give it to you. But don't get cocky. Don't get cocky.
I think the Dolphins are going to be a good team, but they're not going to. I think the Bills are a more complete team. And they went down there with a lot of pieces missing, and they lost by 2 points, and they made a lot of mistakes. So I feel like they clean that stuff up. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to kind of split them in a division. You split 1-1, you figure it out. So anyway, good stuff. I mean, the Bills. You can't win them all. Last year they started 7-6, and look what happened. They were freaking at the end with Kansas City in the playoffs, going back and forth. So we're gonna bet a few college games.
Yeah, very quick. We're not talking.
Yeah, we're gonna go pretty quickly here. A couple games we're gonna bet. So we got Washington, UCLA. So we think Washington's gonna cover this one. 2.5 points, not too much. UCLA hasn't played anybody really good. They rely on their run game. Washington has been really solid on their run D, so we think that actually is going to go against them, and we think Washington is going to put up a lot of points, so that UCLA is just going to have a tough time responding because they rely on the run game, and when the run game shut down, are they going to do it on the pass game? We don't think it's going to happen, so we think this is going to be a winner. So both 4-0 teams, so we're going with that. Let's go. Next game, Oklahoma State versus Baylor. We're on the home team. Baylor -2.5. Do we like favorites? Oh, you goddamn right we do.
In college, because we don't know anything about college.
Exactly. So
take a guess out of the air. Here
we're slinging it. So Oklahoma State against Baylor, the last two outings, their quarterback Spencer Sanders, he's had a little bit of the turnover bug. I think he had 6 or 7 interceptions in those last two outings. So we're going to see how that actually turns out this time, but Baylor needs to take advantage of the fact that Oklahoma State's pass defense sucks. So Baylor's going to put up a lot of yards passing. Under over is 56.5, so there's going to be a bunch of points scored here. But we do think that Baylor, they're 3-1, but we think that they're more solid and they're going to cover 2.5 points. So that's NCAA real quickly. 2 games we're betting. It's Saturday, figure it out. Actually, no, one of them's on Friday. The other one's on Saturday.
Yeah. All right, let's get through these football games.
Games.
Because you know how good we're at this.
Dolphins, Bengals.
Oh, so we actually didn't place any bets for this one. We have no idea if Tua's in. If you watch the game, Tua quite possibly suffered a concussion, but they pretended that it was back. Maybe it was his back. Maybe it was his back and he can't play ever again. We have no idea.
That's not true. He was practicing. So.
He was practicing, but let's just say we're waiting on, I guess it's Wednesday right now. Hopefully tomorrow morning they'll make a decision. If Tua's playing, playing, I think we're going to take the Dolphins. If he's not, we're going to probably go Bengals.
Yeah.
But we're not doing like the under, over, or anything like that. So that's where we're kind of stuck in the middle with that one.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think that, Teddy came in for a little bit, Teddy Bridgewater for a little bit last game because Tua got knocked out for a little bit. You don't get a full week of practice when it's a Thursday night game. You're doing walkthroughs and this and that. So I feel like you're throwing Teddy to the wolves a little bit if that's the case. And I think Tua, if they're there with the practice, with all the reps that he's gotten to this point, probably should beat the Bengals because, to be honest, for a while there, the Jets hung in with them, and the Jets are not good. So we think
Tua definitely will crush it, but he's got to be in. We're not sure if he's in. So
shoot him up, coach. Shoot him in the back with those painkillers, okay?
Why do we care? We don't care.
Next game, Vikings, Saints.
Who cares? Who cares?
I mean,
honestly, we picked who we think. I mean, I'm gonna go the under because again, who cares? These are two crappy teams that aren't really. I mean,
but the Vikings are still 2-1.
They're not crappy. Okay, they're not interesting. They're not doing anything that great. That's why I said under. You went with Vikings.
Look, the Saints. We talked about this in episode 1. Jameis Winston. He's gonna throw the ball all around the field, and he's susceptible to turnovers. And last week he just did that. It was turnover central. So if you clean that stuff up, maybe they're good, but I don't know. Vikings they were at home, and they had to wait to the last 24 seconds to beat the Lions, but they beat them, so they're 2-1.
It's not going to cover and over people, so let's go with
so we're not betting this game, but I would lean towards the Vikings. Christine leans towards the under. Next game, Titans Colts.
Who the hell knows? The Colts, what the hell? You beat the Chiefs, but all the other bets I had on you were lost, like not even close, like 0 points. Okay, no idea.
It's 1-1-1.
That makes sense. That fucking makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, so they tied the first one. I don't know. They come out and they beat the Chiefs. It's like, who is this team? I don't know.
So we both go under, but we're also not putting our money on this because we hate these two people. You could go suck it. We're not putting any money on it.
Yeah, don't let the Colts get beat up and demolished by Jacksonville. And then we come out, start talking a lot of shit about the Colts, and then you go beat the Chiefs. And then I'm starting to think maybe we were right, and maybe the Chiefs suck. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I hope the Chiefs suck.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that day to be solidified on that. Okay, here we go. This one.
2-1 teams.
Yeah. I mean, you guys kind of know how I feel about the New York Giants lately. I've been putting a lot of my money on them covering. One week I had them covering and they nailed it. Then I had them on the over with the Cowboys, which was just a joke. But here I'm going to take them on the over, as is Josh. 39.5. That's not a lot. I mean, I pushed on 39 with the Cowboys, and that was a sad game. Now the Browns, they're running all over the place. So I feel
Not Browns. Bears.
The Bears.
Stop Bears, stop Browns. Do B's. Big bees.
Oh, my goodness. It's ridiculous. Chicago, okay? Chicago's running all over the place. So I kind of think that you're going to go with the over because this is two teams that are, like, trying for it. They're going to push themselves, go for the over. And it's a low over, to be honest with you, or, like, average over. It's not, like, that high.
It's low. Yeah. The Bears, I mean, rushing yards. 281 yards last week rushing. I mean, that's crazy. So at some point, if the Giants can get their shit together and make them throw the ball, let's see what happens with the Bears. Can, Fields actually open it up? They haven't been doing it with him yet, but they've also had the benefit because Fields is a runner and he could run the ball. So the Giants line, if anybody watched that game, Danny Jones, got pressured so many times. I actually felt bad for him because I was sitting there going, there's a couple throws that he was making that were really solid, strong throws. And I'm saying to myself, man, if this guy had a line, maybe he could do something, but he just does not. So, New York, Jets, Giants, battle of the lines. Who's got the worst line? It might be the Giants. They might be the worst line. So we think this is going to be an over game. Maybe that means that it's going to be a Danny Dimes strip sack. The Bears run it back, and the Bears end up taking it. We don't want to call who's going to win the game.
Right.
It's in New York, but we do think it's going to hit that over 39.5. So let's see.
Over. Pretty safe, hopefully.
Bills Ravens.
Well, I don't bet the Bills, but again, I would take the Bills to win. Whatever you want to do, money line, cover the spread, go ahead. They should win. I mean, honestly, I think they're going to be so upset about what they did last Sunday, and, win. But I can't say that they're going to do what they did the first 2 games this year where they just won and then kept winning and winning and winning, with the over. But
Yeah, we talked about the clock management, not getting a chance to kick a field goal at the end of the half, not getting a chance to kick that field goal at the end of the game.
they won't repeat
Josh
those
Allen,
mistakes.
he had that 4th and goal where they could have kicked the field goal. They didn't. They decided to go for it, and he had the guy open. He skipped the ball to him. That was, we was talking to a friend of ours, Moose, and he was saying, if that was Tua who would have underthrew the receiver on 4th and goal, people would be talking about it for a week and a half. But it was Josh Allen. Everybody knows he's got a gun. He just underthrew the guy. They'll clean that shit up. They put up 500 yards. The Ravens were efficient last week, 5 out of 5 in the red zone, and they did a really good job the week before with the Dolphins. So they put up a lot of points. I'm leaning over on this game, 51.5, just because I do think that with the couple defensive starters out for the Bills, that the Ravens will be able to put up points. I think the Bills are going to pull this one out. So that over on the line here with 3 points doesn't really get me juiced up because they're on the road,
But maybe you want to bet Bills and over and just win a ton of money.
Tons.
We're not doing it.
Not us.
Because we're poor right now.
Dude, Chargers, I don't know what to think about this team. We talked about it earlier. It's like they got dominated by the Jags in every component of the game. All sides of the game, they got dominated. Herbert's got that rib. Was he back too early? I don't know.
Seemed like it.
The Texans, though, have hung in every game. So they're 0-2-1, which sounds like shit, but they did not lose by 1 score in any game. Right. So you got to sit there and think, man, they're at home now. They're playing a bruised up Chargers team with some people that are out. Mm-hmm. You got Herbert still with the rib. I do think this is an opportunity for the Texans to pull off a win here at home. So I was thinking the Texans would cover that 5. And
I just want the money.
Christine was like, I'll take the money line. Let them win outright. I get it. There might be more value there, 190. So the plus 190 for money line means you put up $100, you win 190. I might just put up the 110 to win 100 on the Texans plus 5, but we do think that's where the value's at. There's also a little bit of a stat. 18 running backs in the leagues, just one running back, 18 of them, have more rushing yards than the Chargers do combined. So they're not going to be running the ball much. They're relying on Herbert, and he's passing, and he's got a couple linemen that are around, different things. So I'd watch out for this one to be a bit of an upset.
We'll see, hopefully.
I actually want to say that again. I'm going to watch out for this one to be a little bit of an upset. I'm going to clip this one up and post it again after the game. Okay.
Seahawks line. Fuck Geno Smith. Okay, you suck. You're exactly what we thought you were. I thought you would get one more weekend out of you. You did not. You're just continuously the shittiest quarterback I've ever met in my life. I'm glad you got punched in the face.
Wow.
I hope someone else punches you in the face. And let's go Lions.
Well, look, the Lions, this is your lock of the week.
This is my lock of the week because, 1, Seahawks, you suck. Only because it's Geno Smith. And 2, Dan Campbell, I love you.
Okay.
Let's go Lions. They're definitely also the Lions are just like they're doing well. They're not, crushing it, but they're gonna beat the Seahawks. Come on, the Seahawks are terrible.
Lions were
-4. That's easy. Easy.
They were winning on the road, right, against the Vikings, and then they got beat at the very last second. They're at home now.
Yeah, forget it. And the Seahawks are Geno. Nope. Okay, so that's
the
it.
Lions
that's
also they had 7 penalties for 59 yards last week. You clean that up, you get more efficient on 3rd down. They were 3 out of 16. Okay, on 3rd down. If you get a little bit better there, I think that this is a no-brainer. I'm betting it also.
They're
it's her
playing
lock.
against Geno Smith. Blech.
Pete Carroll.
Nope.
The New York Football Jets.
I take the Steelers all day, but I'm not allowed to. So go Steelers. Woo!
No, at this point, you could bet them, I think. But Zach Wilson is back.
Whoa.
Zach Wilson is back.
Who's nervous? No one. Okay.
What? No. This is the MILF Hunter. Everybody knows him.
Well,
right?
yeah, the MILFs are excited, but I don't. And the dads with the dad bods are nervous, but I don't think anybody else is nervous.
Well, the one thing they said, it was like Bart Scott, right? Former Jets linebacker. Can't wait. Everybody knows him, right? Bart Scott. He comes out and he says, you know what? They should play Joe Flacco again this week because you're throwing a young guy to the Wolves. The Steelers blitz a lot. You shouldn't be putting your young guy out there for that. I think this is total bullshit. And I think that Zach Wilson's the guy you want to put out there against the blitz because you know why? He at least can run around. Joe Flacco, I love Joe Flacco for what he is, a backup quarterback on our team who's 37, 38 years old. He stands there like a statue, okay? If you give him a little bit of time, he could hit some people. But outside of that, he's not going to hit you downfield if he's got less than 2.5 seconds to throw the ball. So I think that Zach Wilson escaping the pocket gives them a better chance to win. And I'm not alone by that because the spread was 3.5. It moved to 3. So it's very clear that they're better.
Why are you taking the Steelers then, though?
I'm not taking the Jets here, guys. I'm not crazy. I'm just saying that
Can we explain this? Because this doesn't make sense.
I'm just saying that they have a better chance than they would have with Joe Flacco.
Okay.
So I do think that if I was gonna bet the game, I'd probably want to lean Steelers. It's at the Steelers. That's a tough place to play. Mike Tomlin, that whole deal. I'm going to stay away from this game. But I do think my boy Zach Wilson's back. He's going to give him a better showing than they otherwise would have with Joe Flacco. So, hey, Jet Nation, jet up. Jets, Jets. Let's go.
If he wasn't a Jets fan, Steelers, that would be my lock of the week.
That might have been mine.
So there's that.
Okay. So, Jaguars, Eagles. The Jags. Like, you know, they look so good the last 2 games.
So I've been a huge fan of the Eagles. One, do I not want to see the Bills and the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Oh, yeah, I want to see the destruction that happens afterwards, the debauchery. But also, they're really good. They're doing very well this year. However, the Jaguars, damn it.
Trevor Lawrence is looking pretty good.
I know. I'm so annoyed by that but it took him a few years to start looking good. He is looking good. Because of that, I took the over. I think this is going to be a battle between 2 good throwing, good, offensive teams. I would suggest the over. I don't think I can decide who's going to cover or not on this spread. I think the over is pretty safe, but Josh is going Jaguars.
I'm leaning towards the Jaguars just because they look so strong the last 2 weeks. They went on the road. They go to the Chargers. They beat them up 38-10. It's not even close. And 6.5 points just seems like a lot of points. I would have thought this game would have been 3.5. Mm-hmm. It's 6.5, so now I'm thinking to myself, well, I mean, I'm not saying that.
It's kind of an easy bet with the plus 6.5.
Right. I'm not saying that the Eagles are going to lose the game, but I don't know if they're going to cover that 6.5.
Let's go Eagles. Get my over, Eagles, and win the game, and give him his plus 6.5 on the Jaguars. Easy. We'll all be very happy.
I will say that Jalen Hurts, he gets A.J. Brown, and that just really lifted him up. And it almost reminds me of what's happening with Tua right now. He gets Tyreek, and you say, all right, you give this guy a deep threat, you give a quarterback, and you look at Mahomes, and Mahomes is actually taking a step back without Tyreek. So it goes to show you how much it's helpful to have a guy who's like a speed guy for an offense. So Jalen Hurts put up a lot of yards, but they're only rushing. Last game, they only rushed for 2.4 yards a rush. So they're not going to get it done maybe on the ground against Jacksonville, so they're going to have to do it through the air, but they got weapons. So let's see what happens. I think she might be right with the over here.
Let's hope so.
Okay. Commanders, Cowboys. This is a game where, I'll be honest, if I'm flipping by, I just want to not watch this game. I just don't want to watch it. I hate watching these NFC East games. It sucks. It sucks.
So let's go quickly.
Yeah.
The under, because they both suck. There you go. That's your answer.
Well,
next.
Commanders, Carson Wentz.
Right. Move on.
Per attempt last week, 2.9 yards. The lowest of any quarterback of all of last week was 2.9 yards per attempt last week. Not per completion, per attempt. Terrible. Cooper Rush has been doing it. I don't know. Cowboys had a lot of penalties, 8 for 70 yards. I think that if they clean that shit up, it's probably, I don't know.
You have the Commanders, though, so that doesn't make sense.
No. You have the Commanders. I'm leaning towards the under.
Oh, I have the Commanders.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I just picked one because I don't care about this.
Doesn't care.
I give
We're not
two
betting.
shits. No.
All right,
Next,
here we go.
Garbage teams.
Browns, Falcons.
Sorry, Rick.
Browns, Falcons. The Browns, we all watched them. Jacoby Brissett. Look, they have a great rushing attack, right? Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. Those two guys are solid.
Yes.
179 yards a week last week, 5.8 yards a carry. Myles Garrett, we talked about the car accident earlier, and let's face it, he doesn't. We don't know if he's going to play.
I don't think so.
You know,
I don't think he's in yet.
He might, but I just think that Mariota has had the Falcons in every game so far this year. They're at home. I think this is their time to actually get the win against the away Browns, who are a little bit banged up. So that's what I'd go with. Christine was thinking about the over a little bit here.
Yeah. I think it's two teams fighting for everything, so why not give it a shot? Again, he's putting money on it. I'm not.
I'm gonna. Yeah, she's.
So
leaning,
there's that. I'm
putting money
leaning. I have to pick a few teams. I can't put my money everywhere. So I picked a few good teams. This is not one. And I actually might go back to what we talked about with the Eagles. I might actually put money on that one. But as of right now, I don't have it.
She got all juiced up during this podcast.
I'm very actually juiced up, like listening to my own self talk about it. I'm like, why am I not? But I also can't focus on too many teams at once. It's too much for my brain, and I want to watch them when they're playing.
Yeah, you got to have a couple games to watch.
Yeah, too many.
Cardinals at the Panthers. So, look, the Cardinals have really struggled a little bit here. 1-2. They came out the one win against the Raiders, which is kind of a nice end of the game upset type situation. But I do think that the Panthers at home, 1.5 points only. Cardinals traveling all the way across the field. I think they have a shot here to pull this off.
You're talking about the home team versus non. So
we're not betting it, but we're leaning Panthers -1.5.
Raiders, let's go Raider Nation. That's really
this is my
and also fuck Russell Wilson.
Undisputed lock of the week. All right.
Sorry, that hurt your ears.
That hurt your ears? I hope not, guys.
It hurt my ears.
Come on, get back to work. Stop listening to me, okay? But seriously, Raiders. I think that like the Broncos, they're not scoring any points. It's not happening. Russell Wilson. I can't believe they're 2-1. So that just gives you an idea. They got a good defense. They got a good solid structure around the team to beat.
They got lucky. That's what they got.
The Raiders 0-3, going back home. Josh McDaniels ready for his first win as a head coach at home when they should have beat the Cardinals when they got beat at the last second here.
Just like all those people popping those champagne bottles way too early. Ooh. Maybe now this time they'll get to pop them like on time.
Yeah, those servers at the Encore Win nightclub,
exactly.
The seats in the end zone who are ready to give the bottles out. Why don't you wait for the bottles, all right, until
they actually win. But they will actually win this time. So get them ready, but just make sure you don't pop them until it's an official win.
Pop the bottles when the Raiders win. Mark my words. Lock of the week.
Okay. Well.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, the poor Patriots. I know you Patriots fans. Listen, you guys had your decade. We're not sorry. Your time has come to suck now. You suck. You suck. I could say it. I've always said it out of anger. Now I'm just saying it out of pity. You suck.
I do feel bad. Mac Jones got beat up a little bit. He got the high ankle injury.
Yeah, but he was probably so excited to come play for the Patriots, and then this is what he gets. They can't be great forever. So living in Buffalo, going against the Patriots for all my life, I'm not sorry.
This spread opened up at 10.5. It's down now to 9.5. But I mean, when's the last time without an injury? You basically need an injury to have the Patriots to be underdogs by that many points. I haven't seen them to be underdogs with a regular start. So
they have injuries, but they're also not good. They haven't been good this entire season so far. They've been just kind of embarrassing. I'm taking the under because I also don't see a whole lot with the Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, they're as boring as Aaron Rodgers in interviews. It's just that's what it is. So I'm taking the under, and I'm actually putting money on the under because I think it's going to be a snooze fest, and hopefully I'll go to sleep, wake up, and I'll win my under money.
I feel like this is a game where it's, 27-10, 24-10, something like that. Still the under. Because, if you say, hey, the Green Bay is going to score 24, 27, whatever, and dominate the game, they could still do that and it'd be the under. And that's the thing where some people get caught up with, oh, that's such a low under. It's Aaron Rodgers and that. But the Patriots have to score points, too, to make this work. I don't know Brian Hoyer in there. I know he's been around forever, old dude, but don't think it's going to happen. So I'd lean the under as well.
All right, in this game, well.
This is a game of games.
Yeah, but hold on. Hurricane Ian? Are they calling it Ian or Ian?
I thought it was Ian.
Because they also have, Ian from like 90210. His name was Ian, but it's
I don't know that
spelled
guy.
Ian Ziering or something like that. I don't know. He was like
Sounds foreign.
the blonde kid. Anyways, okay, so Hurricane Ian crushing all of our, wonderful Florida that we used to live in and love.
South Florida. Shout out to South Florida.
Shout out to you guys. Hope you're all good. This is a weird one because these two teams are moving. They're probably going to be in, what is it, Minnesota, they said?
Minneapolis, yeah.
Minneapolis? Not Minnesota.
No,
Minneapolis.
I think Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh. Minneapolis and Minnesota. Well, there we go. I don't know. I
can we get a
actually
map?
I had to look up the other day where the heck Nevada was. I was like, oh right, we're right next to California because I'm dumb. So there's that. Don't ask me about geography, but yeah, this is gonna be a whole kind of a mess. Everybody's got to get uprooted. The Bucs, like they're worried about their homes and
Everybody's family, right? They got their own homes
exactly.
there. It's like a
Everything's
real
there,
thing.
and the Chiefs, they're just like, I suck. And I got to move to another place to go play this game. So we're going the under. I don't think anybody's going to be really that in, they're going to be into playing because that's what they do, but not the same as if there wasn't crazy. I mean, and this hurricane, man, it's like, this is a bad one where it's taking over. If you have a ranch-style house, forget it. You're not making it. So
As of recording right now, it's Wednesday. It's a Cat 4. Over 1.5 million people without power in Florida right now. It's ripping through Fort Myers and Tampa. Storm surges, over between 12 and 18 feet right now. That's happening. So, hope everybody's safe down there. Want to see everybody get out of this. It just sucks. Hope they make sure that everybody's safe and they evacuate where they can. But again, this game, Tampa moved to Miami to practice for it, and then they might move the game to Minneapolis. So. It's going to be just a little bit of a shit show, I think, all around.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em because people are like, I don't know, whatever team's running to play and ready to play, they're all going to be kind of messed up.
Also, like Mahomes without Tyreek has not been as good. There's frustration last week at him and Bieniemy yelling at each other before the end of the half about whether or not they should take a shot at the end zone or they should whatever get a chance. Bucs defense has been strong. I mean, every week. All those two things lead me to believe that's a solid under.
Yeah. So we're going to go under on that one.
Last game. This
Monday night.
Monday night. Rams versus Niners. Division game.
Because Garoppolo sucks. We're taking the Rams. Garoppolo is garbage, unfortunately, right now, and his whole team. Like, you guys have not succeeded in anything yet. You're just a disappointment to anything we picked. I'm going Rams all day, and it's plus 1.5. Come on, that's like nothing. So.
Stone's throw away. They're just traveling right, within California there, going to the Niners. A little bit of frustration on the Niners front. I think there was one thing that I saw. There was a stat that was a little bit odd to me. It said like the Rams, and you think about the Rams because last year they had Aaron Donald and Von Miller, who's now at the Bills. They were saying that they actually had like the least pass rush out of everything. So out of all the teams in the league, they were like basically leaving the opposing quarterbacks with the most amount of time. I think they're going to get that shit cleaned up. They're going to bring the heat. Garoppolo is going to struggle. I think, I think this is the Rams. I mean, the Rams should win by 7 on this one. It's a 1.5 point spread, and they're getting the points. So Niners win by 1.
It's easy. This should be both our locks of the week, but I don't know. I'm going on Lions because I love the Lions. Let's go.
All right, so lastly, what are we betting? We walked through it a little bit. We got 2 college games. Okay, we're going Washington minus 2.5, Baylor minus 2.5. Those are both on Saturday. Dolphins, Bengals.
Friday,
Saturday. We're going to bet the Thursday night game, which is Dolphins, Bengals. That's going to happen. We just don't know yet. We're waiting on Tua.
We're going to post it tomorrow right before the game while we take because we're waiting on that information.
Yes, we're going to put it on Instagram. So if you're not following on Instagram, we're going to do that. We don't have a Twitter page yet. Maybe we should go on Twitter at some point just so we can hook you guys up with the live bets because those happen to be more winners than the other bets have been going. But anyway, Giants, Bears over 39.5. It was 39, moved to 39.5. Both betting that. Mm-hmm. Next game.
Lock of the week, Lions versus Seahawks. Let's go Lions. Cover, baby.
Let's do it. One after that, I'm betting the Falcons plus 1.5 versus the Browns. I think it's going to happen. To me, this is one that's the Browns are going to struggle a little bit here. The Falcons have been hanging in. They're waiting for that win. get Mariota the win here. So let's do that. Next one, my lock of the week, Raiders -2.5 versus the Broncos. I might even get involved with a prop bet here, which is like how many punts the Broncos going to have. It's going to be 10 punts or 8 punts. I'm not sure. Russell Wilson, don't like you, never will. Might bet you in the future, but I really struggle to do it.
Right. But let's go Raider Nation.
Yep. Next one, you're betting.
Yeah. I'm taking Patriots Packers under because I think it's going to be a garbage game. That's easy one.
Chiefs Bucs under 45. We're both on that one. I don't know why I didn't put 2 X's there.
Yes, we are.
I'll fix that in post-production.
Yeah.
So
We're on the under on that one. And then we're on Rams versus Niners. Definitely both taking the Rams. And I'm probably going to go into the Eagles game at some point now that I really thought through it. I just don't know if I can focus on all those games.
So many games to watch. So much fun. We love it.
Yes.
Look, everybody, please, can you do me a favor? Not me. Let's do us a favor.
No, do him a favor. It's all about
do
him.
me a favor because I know you don't care about doing her a favor.
Right.
So at least do me a favor.
Jesus.
If you could also subscribe to our YouTube, like and subscribe there, Spotify, all that jazz. It would really help us out. We love putting this stuff together. We have fun with it. So we want to actually make sure that people are clicking and liking and whatever else. And even if you're just pretending, it's fine. We see the average watch time. So don't even, if you watch for 3 seconds, it's still fine also. As long as you subscribe, we're good with it. But we love you all. And maybe we can kick this on out here. But my lovely co-host to my left.
No, I'm failing. Oopsies, I forgot. I have one job.
She's got, that was multiple
one
jobs.
Job. Wait, here we go.
Who's supposed to cook and clean? What do you mean one job?
Okay, one job now. Oh, you ready? Ready,
Yes.
guys? Okay, let's go Bills.
Bye, guys. We love you.
Let's go Bills.
Couple of betters.
Empty.
Betters.
I want to make money.
Nothing on that.
Take an Uber. Don't drink and drive, folks.